Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, please do it a favor by clicking on the subscribe button down below and subscribe to it. Also like any of my videos, if including this one, if you really have learned from it. Comment on it, share and practice what you've learned. So today, welcome to my humble kitchen. I want to take you through a process that I use to cook my okra and the eggplant. You can also do with carrots, whatever you want to do with it, as long as it works for you. So today, this is my okra. The ingredients are okra, of course, some few grams, eggplant. An eggplant looks like this. And a biringanya. Then we'll use 1 red onion, 4 tabs of garlic, and then salt. I usually use sea salt, and then some spices of choice. Here are my spices. Let me find it. Yeah, those are my spices. You can add as much as you want. So I'll start with onion. I'll slice my onion into favorable sizes, like sizes that work for me. You can slice it however you want. Okra is famous in the West African region, mostly in Nigeria. So we just are adapting to their way of doing things. In my pan, I've put some oil already that is heat to a temperature that I desire. So I'm just going to drop in my onions. I don't know if you've ever tried okra soup. If you're from the western part of this country, Kenya, you can confuse it for mrenda because of its sliminess. But today, I'm also going to show you how you can do away with the sliminess of the okra if you don't like it slimy. You see, most people say, I can't eat something because it's too slimy. So today I'll show you how you can do away with the sliminess in okra. This is one of the easiest soups to make. You don't need to pre-cook it. As long as you have the ingredients, you can just cook it up front. So this is good for ladies who work and maybe come home a bit late. It's also a good substance or ingredients if you for what, for slimming, right? Because it clears your tummy thoroughly. So if you are working on your weight, you can also be including okra soup in your ingredients. Also, if you're a vegetarian, this soup is good for you. It's not boring. It's nice. Apart from it being slimy, of which I'll show you how to do away with its sliminess, it's a very, very good soup. And the Nigerians mix other things in the okra soup, like beef, like fish, whatever. The sea animals, they actually just, to give the okra soup some extra taste, they actually do a lot of mixing in their food, and they enjoy it that way. They eat it with fufu. So you can choose to eat okra soup with ugali if you're in Kenya, or whatever thing that you want to use. So those are my sliced onions and garlic. I'm not going to pound the garlic. I've just sliced it into a desirable size that I'm sure will cook. I don't know if you can see the garlic. That's my garlic. I'm just going to drop in the sufuria because my oil is hot. So as I wait for the onions to cook and the garlic to cook and turn, which color is this that people usually? I'm going to be washing my okra. and eggplant. I don't know how you wash your okra, but I like washing mine by rubbing like this against each other. I use this to wash so that I can drain all the water so that my soup doesn't have a lot of water in it. So the way I slice okra is by removing the front tip and the back tip and just cut like this. I'll cut into 4. You can cut it into your desired size, whatever you feel is good, but either way, as long as it cooks, I think you'll be good to go. When did I start eating okra? I think last year. There's a friend of mine who really encouraged me to try it. So you should also try it. And you can add carrots if you want. You can add anything. I told you the origin. The people who started or who like eating okra mix it with almost everything. So it acts as vegetable. Okay, so it's like cooking what? Cooking in Kenya, it's like cooking spinach with nyama or beef. So it's not bad to mix. This okra is found in the normal market at very fair prices, so you have no excuse whatsoever for not trying this recipe. And if you want to slim, this is the way to go. I can assure you that it's gonna work magic. It's just like eating the local green vegetable like managu, saget, what else? Which other vegetables? Terere. Yeah. When you eat okra, it actually functions in a similar way as to those local vegetables that you might want to cook. Again, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please do so. You'll support it, you'll be doing it a favor, you will make it famous, you will enlighten more people because more of your friends will be seeing it in their suggestions. So I'm done cutting my okra. That's how it's looking. Let me turn in my onions. So I'm going to wash my eggplant because it's the next thing I'm going to add. Actually, I rarely cook my eggplant with anything else. I don't know how many those are, but I bought them just as they are. I'm going to be adding my salt and spices in my onions because they have turned. And yes, I'm not going to use any tomatoes today because I love my okra without tomatoes. I don't know if those who've cooked okra, do you like your okra with tomatoes or without tomatoes? You can tell us. I love mine without tomatoes. I think not adding tomatoes does the okra some good. So you should try. If you are used to adding in tomatoes, you can try not adding tomatoes. And you won't regret it. Definitely you won't regret it. I'm just going to let my spices cook. And I want to just maybe just make this pointer that if you choose to use turmeric as a spice, please remember that you should add some, even if it's not a lot, but some bit of black pepper to help in the absorption of turmeric in your body, because turmeric by itself is not easily absorbed into your body system. So I think let me just show you. That is my onions and spices right there. So they are ready for me to add in some okra that I've already sliced. Here is my okra. Let me just show you how it's looking now. I've added in my okra. That's how it's looking. So I'm just going to leave it, let it cook for some time as I wash and slice my eggplant. So I don't know how you usually slice your eggplant. I'm just going to do it my way. And when you add your okra into the oil, it's wise to reduce your fire so that the okra doesn't burn or stick at the bottom of your pan. If you have any other methods that have worked for you that you wish that I do, please feel free to DM me. Feel free to DM me. DM your girl. If you're not subscribed again, click on the subscribe button. Yeah. I like adding the eggplant at the end because the eggplant has a character of changing its color. I don't know if you've ever experienced that. So I don't usually like cutting it very early when I'm using it as an ingredient. I usually just cut it just before putting it or adding it into the pan. And of course you remove the edges. You can even add dhania, you can add what else? Carrots, if you have, you can add bell pepper or anything that you like. You can always just be adding into your okra soup so that as long as it adds some taste and it's healthy, you're good to go. And this soup is basically for vegetarians. If you eat meat, you can, and you're used to cooking your veggies with some nyama, like spinach with beef, you can do okra soup with nyama with beef. You can do okra soup with chicken. I've seen Nigerians do that. I don't know how it tastes because I've never mixed my okra with any beef, but I know from how they look while they're eating the okra. I think they usually enjoy eating the okra with the nyama, with beef or with chicken or with fish. Then they mix so many meats at once. So that's my eggplant. That's the size that I love cutting my eggplant. If you want to cut it smaller, you can cut it. I'm adding it to the okra. It's looking very nice. My heat is on medium. I like singing while cooking. What do you like doing while? Some people like listening to music while they are cooking. Some people like listening to preachings while they are cooking. Some people just like cooking in silence. I think when I sing, then time, I don't like realize how fast time has moved. But if I don't sing or listen to music, gospel music, I actually notice how long I've spent in the kitchen. So I like the singing, you know. So if this is your eggplant, let me just show you how I slice mine. I do this. I've removed this bottom tip. So I just cut it into half, then slice it into, what are they? Semicircles. Yes, that's how I do my, I cut my biringanya. Is it biringanya? How is it called in your whatever, in your language? But in English, it's eggplant. So first thing, I remove this. You can also remove this tip, but for me, it really doesn't matter. So I cut it into half, then cut it into semi-circles. And I think it works magically for me. So as I've said earlier, you can add anything you want in the okra soup. And I'm going to show you something that I'm gonna add in my okra soup. So that's my pan right there on my gas cooker. Can you see how my eggplant is mixing in? It's really mixing in well. I really love the color that is coming from this. So I'm just going to increase my fire a little bit, because also the okra and the eggplant are not supposed to overcook. They're just supposed to cook minimal. Can you see how it is? That's how it's looking. Very colorful. And I can assure you also, the taste will not fail me, man. You should try this. You'll just have to put in spices of your choice. So it's at this point that you can add in what it is you want to add in. So I'm going to add in this pre-cooked piece. Okay, just to give this mixture some green color. Also, it depends with what you want to eat your okra with. I don't know. For me, I want to eat my okra with some rice and also some chapati. So this is just purely a vegetable stew. I pre-cooked my peas beforehand for like 10 minutes, and I'm going to let this mixture cook for about 7 minutes. The reason why I've put my peas in at this stage is so that it can blend in with the spices. And after the 7 minutes, I'm just going to remove it from the fire, to remove this stew from the fire and serve with my rice. So after like 3 minutes, I'm going to add in some water just to dissolve to dissolve anything that needs to be dissolved. And then after 7 minutes, I'm going to remove this stew from the fire. Also, I'll not add in a lot of water because I'll put into consideration the fact that these items have been cooked beforehand, so they don't need a lot of water to cook. I'll just cook them shortly. So that's it from me. Yeah, you can try this in your free time and see how it turns out. Spices are of your choice. If you choose to use turmeric, please remember to use black pepper with it to help with the absorption. And as I promised you, I'm going to show you how if you have a problem with the sliminess of okra, what you're supposed to do. So I'm just going to sprinkle some little bit of lemon right now before adding water, so that it does away with any of the sliminess. As you can see, there's some seeds that have gone in that I'm just going to remove, because the seeds are going to make the whole thing bitter. Oopsies. Okay, so if you want your okra not to be slimy, just add some little bit of lemon juice, fresh lemon juice, not packed lemon juice, not processed lemon juice. So that's it from me. See you in my next video, and I hope that by the time you'll be watching my next video, you'll have tried this stew and you'll have DM'd me with your results. Thank you. Bye.